What's up, gamers? I have COVID! And like everything else in my life, I'm going to mine this for all the content it's worth. So let's get started with the question that everyone asks me first when I tell them I have COVID. Are you vaccinated? Yes, I am vaccinated. I'm not a crazy person. I do believe in vaccines. And if you show up in my comments want to argue about vaccines, I will block you, so please don't waste anyone's time. Early on the vaccine rollout, I did have some sympathy for people who were hesitating for vaccines, especially in Mississippi where I was living at the time, because they don't have great healthcare access. It's understandable that these communities don't trust healthcare professionals. But at this point in time, I think you have to be pretty dumb to not get the vaccine. And I know if you're an anti-vaxxer and you're watching this, what you're thinking is like, well, but you got it even though you were vaccinated. And yes, that is true. I do have a breakthrough case of COVID. That said, there were two different people I made out with while I was in the early stages of being symptomatic, and neither of them have yet to test positive. So we're looking at pretty good evidence that the vaccine does provide protection against COVID. So yeah, get your shots. I certainly did. How did I get it? I don't know. I don't have a known exposure, which kind of sucks. My mom thinks I got it at a party I went to. So I went to, so I got diagnosed on the 28th, and on the 21st, on the 21st, I went to a gathering of about 10 or so people that was indoors. But no one else at that party has tested positive, and I don't know for sure, but I think most of those people were vaccinated, so I haven't been being the most careful. I don't think I was engaging in high-risk behaviors. I'm not an anti-masker, but at the same time, I really only wear a mask if I'm asked to, or if I'm in a space where it seems like most people are wearing masks, or the staff is wearing masks. So I really could have gotten it anywhere. I could have gotten it when I went to Shake Shack. But who knows? I'm hopeful that I'll be able to figure it out at some point in my isolation, because I'm quite bored. How are you feeling? Yeah, I'm not feeling good. I'm definitely not an asymptomatic host. I have cold-like symptoms. I'm woozy. I'm really tired and I want to sleep all the time, but I have a hard time falling asleep and staying asleep, which is just a fun combination of feelings. So I've been better. Basically. I'm well enough that I can talk into a camera and possibly edit a video, but other than that, not so great. I feel like I have a pretty severe cold. I'm definitely at the stage where if this was a cold, I wouldn't go to class because I would think that I wasn't going to get anything out of it. That gives people a good sense of what my symptoms are like. But yeah. Well, so one of the things that's really interesting is that my initial symptoms were not COVID-like at all. It was just congestion and a little bit of wooziness. So let's get into that. False negatives and why you should test really hard and possibly test twice. I got diagnosed on the 28th. On the 27th, I was not feeling too hot. I sounded sick, and I felt a bit congested, and I was like, well, for peace of mind, I should do a rapid test, because you can buy them at CVS. Okay, let's do it. So I bought a rapid test at CVS, I took it, and I tested negative, so I was like, okay, this is just a head cold. It makes sense that I've contracted a head cold. My mom and brother had head colds 2 weeks earlier, and stuff's going around. Okay, whatever. Of course, then on the next day, go to campus to move in, they do a COVID test, and I test positive. So it turns out that rapid tests have a 10% false negative rate. You really need to get it up there and stick it up there for 15 seconds in each nostril. I think that's why I got the false negative. I'm not 100% sure, and maybe there was just less COVID in my system on Friday as opposed to Saturday, because I definitely felt worse on Saturday. but I getting diagnosed with COVID. So I like confused the nurse who gave me the diagnosis, and it was pretty funny to me, at least. So I got tested to move into my dorm, which is, I've been tested several times because I've been a college student throughout the entirety of the pandemic, and I've been on campus college student for most of the pandemic, which means that I've been tested, I don't know, 10 or 20 times. So I'm pretty familiar with the rigmarole. You go into the room, you stick the thing up your nose, you stick it into the thing and turn it around. And so we're standing around waiting for test results. And a nurse comes out and is like, I'm looking for Elizabeth. And I'm like, oh, hi, that's me. And she's like, can you walk aside? She goes, so you tested positive for the coronavirus? And I go, oh, okay. And then I turn and yell back at my friends, I tested positive. And she was like, I mean, I guess you can do that. I can't do that, but you can. And I was like, yeah, I understand HIPAA, whatnot. So should I go home? And she was like, yeah, it's probably a good idea. She was like, it's okay to be freaked out. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I've sort of been preparing for this possibility. It's the reality of living in a pandemic for a year and a half. And so then I had to go all the way home from campus, which was really annoying, and also meant that I had been sitting in a car for 2 hours with my boyfriend and mother, just exuding virus at them in a small enclosed space. So that's fun. Yeah, that brings us to today. I've been in isolation for 2 days now. Really not looking forward to classes starting, although I'm also kind of looking forward because it's something to do. I'm very bored. But yeah, I feel like shit, and I'm probably not gonna die. I have COVID.